I know a bitch and she's super clean, but I can't complain, she's super clean. And when she told me, and then she tried to hold me, and all along she's kicking bullshit rhymes. Whoa, kicking bullshit rhymes. Whoa, kicking bullshit rhymes. Oh, kicking bullshit rhymes. Oh, kicking bullshit rhymes. I know that I don't know what to do, but I'm still gonna do it through and through. With my niggas, we'll pull them triggers, 'cause we don't give a fuck about bullshit rhymes. Whoa, kicking bullshit rhymes. Kicking bullshit rhymes. I know that I'm coming off the top. The shit we spit is very fucking hot. You know we got it. We keep it right on our hip. And you know we gon' kick some bullshit rhymes. Whoa, kicking bullshit rhymes. Whoa, kicking bullshit rhymes. We started this shit a couple months ago now. It's our time to start. We ain't gon' front though. Love we will show. We just gon' keep on kicking bullshit rhymes. Whoa, kicking bullshit rhymes. Oh, kicking bullshit rhymes. I know I don't still know what to say. Kicking bullshit rhymes. I'm gonna keep on kicking that shit every day. Kicking bullshit rhymes. Every time I get the mic, I'm gonna just keep on kicking fucking bullshit rhymes. Whoa, kicking bullshit rhymes. Whoa, kicking bullshit rhymes. I know that I love to talk some shit. You know that I'm always grabbing all mine. But you know that so, and I am always I'm gonna keep on kicking bullshit rhymes. Whoa, kicking bullshit rhymes. Whoa, kicking bullshit rhymes. You see that we on fucking top. Kicking bullshit rhymes. I will never stop. Kicking bullshit rhymes. I wanna tell you, you fucking failed you, and we gon' keep on kicking bullshit rhymes. Whoa, kicking bullshit rhymes. Whoa, kicking bullshit rhymes. Whoa, kicking bullshit rhymes. Oh, kicking bullshit rhymes. Don't kick no bullshit rhymes. DWI. Yeah. You gotta love it. Welcome to DWI episode 14. Fellas, let's get that shit turned up for them for one time, for the one time. 14. You feel me? That's that 1-4, you feel me?
You already know.
And we want to end it on a good note because it is Christmas time.
Yes, sir.
Merry Christmas to all our subscribers out there and all the new ones. Welcome to DWI, where we all your hosts. That's Wax. That's Duve. I'm Illy. I think it's okay. No. Okay, right there. Okay. Now listen. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time.
In Hollis, Queens. Mama cooking chicken
and collard greens.
Go ahead.
That's that shit right there. But nah, dig it. It's Christmas time. And I want to just get right into it as far as everything. We're going to lay it on the line from cooking, from the food, from the presents, from all that good shit. But let me take you back. Fellas, let's go back in time. I want to say 1988 was the year for me. I know these some bitches came out in like 82, 84, somewhere in that area. But 1988 was the first year that I got my brand new Nintendo.
Oh, shit.
Do y'all remember the Nintendo?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I remember the smell.
Boy, you cracked that son bitch. It smelled like foreign air is what it smelled like.
It smelled like Japan. Like I bet if you walk to Japan right now, I bet if you go to Japan right now, it smells like a new Nintendo.
Listen, that Japanese air smelled fantastic covered in this American air. Like, it smelled like crossbred air. This shit smelled different. Like the plastic smelled like it wasn't from around here.
Right.
It was alien plastic. My bad. I ain't even cut you off. It was alien plastic.
Because it's such a good topic, y'all. Now, just remember, this was in the 80s, where everything was super duper cheap, with the exception of a few items. Right. And the Nintendo was one of them things that parents wasn't just going out and buying.
Right.
You had to have all your ducks in a row in order to attain this Nintendo.
Right.
For me,
would you have to have it?
Nigga. Okay, first of all, I had to go to school every day, all day. Secondly, no bad reports.
Right.
Third of all, no bad report card. The fourth one was the hardest one, was to keep my room clean.
Exactly.
I struggle with that till this day.
Right.
And then that fifth one, that was the hardest thing in the world. If you don't listen to everything I tell you. I mean, and there was some crazy demands on there.
Especially right around like September is when, September to December, when there was the crucial times. Like, you got to do what you got to do.
And you know what got in the way? The Cosby Show. It be on a Thursday. Everything's good to go. Mom just cooked. Everything's all good to go. You know, pork chops, applesauce, rice, green beans. You sitting up there on a super fat one, you know what I mean, rubbing your stomach, watching the Cosbys, waiting on a different world.
Right.
Phil, I need you to get out there and take the trash out. What? A, it's raining outside, because 9 chances out of 10, in the 80s, Thursday night was rain. It rained every Wednesday into Thursday. Right. It's just the way that it was. So it's the holiday time. Like dude said, September into December, you better do every fucking thing I tell you.
You better be on your P's and Q's.
Bruh, it's about business. It's about standing on your business.
And that whole time you're thinking like, I gotta get this damn Nintendo. Because a few other people done had it already for a couple years.
Oh yeah.
Like, I got to get mine, man. I need that.
Because you can't go over everybody's house. There's rules and regulations.
Right.
Hey man, you think I can come over? Nah, nope, not today. You know what I mean? Right. Everything's situated to where it's all bullshit, and they're sitting there enjoying their Nintendo by themselves. I don't want no company.
Bruh.
Because if you're over here playing my game, it's longer for me to get on.
Right.
So you had to have your own.
Hell yeah.
What was yours?
What?
Your stipulations.
The same thing, like grades. You know what I mean? All of that, acting right, cleaning my room, making sure I did doing the dishes and shit, and all of that.
Now, coming from a single parent household, we all grew up with our mothers pretty much. So, would you think that it was hard to listen to mom back then? And I'm saying these are our primitive years, like 13, 12, 11, somewhere in there. Did you start to see like, all right, I'll get to it when I want, when I can, or...
See, my mom, she's 5'2", but like she is dynamite. So, she's a little package of M80s, all lit at any given moment. So like, I played my role. Like I did what I had to do, because like I didn't want to face the wrath. Like, even though my pops wasn't there, like she acted like she was both. So, you know what I mean? She didn't play that shit.
What about you, Wax?
Bro. Listen, I didn't have a Nintendo until 3 years after the fact.
Right.
It dropping. You know what I mean? So I had to be on my best behavior. I had to treat my little sister right. Had to make sure the living room, because that was my domain, was the living room, was always cleaned up. I couldn't be stupid in school because, like, if I was getting bad grades, I wasn't getting shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or anything that I wanted. You know what I mean? So I had to be on my best behavior, man. I couldn't be cutting up, back talking and shit, because, like, you might as well kiss that Nintendo
Out
goodbye.
the door.
Like, that's just out of here. If you was acting a fool, back talking and shit, psh, forget about it.
I'm gonna put it to you like this: the way that they treated us, that Nintendo was a bargaining chip.
You already know.
You don't want to act right? Oh, let me go ahead and pulling on the damn cords all hard. Like, whoa. Okay.
And
Let me talk about this.
And no, my mom, she would gladly take that shit back and go get her money back.
Facts.
Like it wasn't nothing. Like, oh, you think I can't do nothing with this $100?
Yeah.
I'm taking this thing back and break my heart and not think twice. So I had to be on my P's and Q's.
The reason why I asked that is because everybody's situation is different. So, you know, depending on who you was raised by, whether it be grandma, big sis, uncle, cousin, mom, dad, stipulations were kind of similar as far as the regiments on what you had to do. Me personally, my mom had a soft spot because I'm her baby. So, you know, I bent the rules a little bit. I knew that, you know, there was a breaking point, which I didn't go to, but I kind of bent it there. So, you know, I'm always like, oh, my God. It'd be like a good part. Back then, there wasn't no pause. This is live TV, so in order to get your jollies off, you gotta, you know, go outside, take the trash out, then come back and miss something.
Right.
I was too worried about seeing Denise. She had my whole, you know, shit situated. So, like, if you was to make a disgruntled move back in the 80s, that meant your Nintendo was in jeopardy. You know, so can you guys remember the first game you got with that Nintendo? If you got the one with the game?
Oh yeah, I had the Duck Hunt and Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you?
Same thing. Duck Hunt with the little red. I had a red gun. Like some people had the gray one, you know what I mean?
Right.
But with Mario Brothers.
Oh man, you motherfuckers had it all. I just got the Nintendo.
That's it.
And like 6 rented games. Now don't clown me now because like I kept 2 of them. You know, 2 of them my mom ended up getting bad credit or something from it because like I kept them. I hid them when it was time to go back and put like 2 toasted cheese sandwiches in those. They got back and was like trying to stock the video games and they had
what games did you keep?
Nintendo or Ninja Turtles and Castlevania.
That goddamn Ninja Turtles was the hardest shit in the fucking world.
And I beat it in like 8 days. And then, like, listen, as I kept getting good into taking games and keeping them, I kept DuckTales too.
That was the first game I ever beat.
My shit.
That was the first game I ever beat.
Yeah.
Like I beat DuckTales before I did Mario Brothers.
But yeah.
But then there was that there was Tyson's Punch Out.
Oh, bruh.
I know this man still knows the code. Tell him the code. Everybody out there that needs the code for Tyson Punch Out.
007 37 5963. Holla at your Guala in Guadalajara.
Go over
Ding,
there.
ding, ding.
Go over there and get yourself uppercutted.
Oh, get your face knocked off because Tyson does this little quick move, zip, and if you ain't watching it and these ain't quick, he's gonna smack you right in the kisser. Bruh, I knew how to beat Tyson since I was about 10.
I've seen you do it, and you were the first person I've ever seen beat Mike Tyson.
Bruh, when I beat Mike Tyson at the crib, it took me 3 weeks of staying up past, you know, the curfew and keeping up. See, back then we had something on the TV that made it lighter or darker, so I turned that son bitch down real damn dark. I mean, that shit was ding, 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 ding. Yeah. You got Mac and shit. Remember when I called you back last week? But you got Mac over there. I'm over there, man, beating Mike Tyson's ass. So I had to get that shit ready for when I went on tours, neighborhood tours, to beat Mike Tyson at people's houses, man. So, bruh, when I first beat him, I promise you, that was 3 weeks of staying up at least till 2 in the morning.
Right.
And then my mom or Carl sneaking up the steps and seeing me play. underneath like a blanket and shit to keep the damn TV dark. Man, they pull that blanket off and just unhook it. I'm talking about I got Mike Tyson like this and shit. And all I see, that's the last thing before that thing goes.
Let me ask y'all this. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nah, we good.
Like, how were you whenever you were allowed to keep the Nintendo in your own room?
Oh, I had it in there from day one.
Did you?
Hell yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes. It was just me there. It was just me. I didn't have no, like, I got 3 older siblings from my mom.
Yeah.
You know, then my dad had kids. So, like, Mommy, she only had 4 kids. So, like.
What about you, dude?
Never. I never had a TV in my room. We had one, like, I was limited. We had one TV. So I pretty much had to be on my P's and Q's all the time to play that shit.
I had a TV since I was 8.
Yeah, I ain't had no TV.
Spoiled, right?
I started off as a black and white.
Spoiled brat.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I knew all them older shows like Dobie Gillis and Patty Reed and Donna.
I watched them too, but I just
Patty Reed.
Patty Reed.
Patty Duke and Donna Reed. I had a crush on fucking Patty Duke.
Patty Duke.
I didn't like Kathy. She seemed like she wasn't with it.
She was uppity.
She was too uppity. I'm like, but Patty?
I mean, the hot dog made her lose control.
That hot dog, man, that motherfucker, and who knew what type of hot dog she was talking about?
Some kind of a sausage, some kind of a wiener.
But you got to think they're cousins. Identical cousins. All the way. Right. They walk alike.
They talk alike.
Sometimes they even walk alike. You'll lose your mind.
When cousins are
2 of a kind.
That was one I never got into.
Because you was watching Dobie Gillis. Yeah, that's what it was.
And that's true.
Maynard T. Krebs and whatnot. But yeah, man, I had a TV in my room since I was 8, so that's why I got caught playing the game 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm supposed to be going to bed to get a good night's sleep. Mm-hmm. TV pretty much raised me. Because I had one, you know.
You was a cable guy.
Bruh, I was like, it was Chip and Ernie Douglas, Ellie, and then the other brother, you know.
You just replaced him.
Yeah, it wasn't even, you know, I'd be like, what up, bub? You know what I mean? It was just, I was one of the 3 sons.
Right.
Like every show back then, I was family in there.
But what about that? When that Tecmo Super Bowl and Tecmo Bowl came into play, that's when that shit took that shit to a whole nother level, man.
Who's the dopest you ever seen play in that game, like that you couldn't beat?
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't too bad at the shit. I mean, other than if somebody had fucking Bo Jackson cheating ass.
That's what I mean. It was either Chicago or L.A.
San Fran was nice.
San Fran was nice.
Jerry.
But that damn Bo Jackson was a cheat code, man, because that nigga will buck you and then burn you and shit like, fuck.
And then run circles around the squad. Like, that shit was crazy.
No bullshit. I had, me and my boy K Solo, man, Kenneth, we had Tecmo Bowl fighting. Them motherfuckers, like, they got into a damn pile and you seen people get thrown out of the pile.
I remember that.
And a game called, it was that hockey game that everybody looked like Mario.
Blades of Steel.
Blades of Steel. It was 2 games I seen fight. And that was like, it looked like a glitch. Because, like, the game froze up and it didn't continue.
Right.
But, fucking Tecmo Bowl. What about the Power Glove?
I never had it.
I did.
I never had it.
That Power Glove, man. You just couldn't beat Tyson on it. And it had buttons, like a controller buttons on it.
Right.
I mean, it was just like a fancy 80s glove.
The power pad, there was the little floor pad.
I had that.
We had that in the castle.
Yeah.
In Newcastle, like that was a luxury. But then, you know, my dad wasn't all about the video game, so that shit got shut down quick.
Yeah.
I'm coming up there like, where's the power pad? Like, I see it like in the garage with like tools and shit on it. I was like, what the fuck? So we can't.
Right. I remember going over to visit my dad. He lived in Ohio. He had, I don't know if people remember, he had the fucking robot, the Nintendo robot. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? But I was like, pull out the robot. This nigga would never pull out the robot to let me watch the robot.
You never played it?
Never played it, but it was just sitting there in this cabinet with a controller. I'm like, why do you have this? and first of all, second of all, why did it take you so long to get me a Nintendo when you had this for 3 or 4 years? But
right.
I ain't, you know, it is what it is, Pops. Rest in peace, brother.
Right. That's crazy that he wouldn't let you play with that robot, though, bro.
Man, Never broke it out.
And that robot was for Dr. Mario.
Right.
Man, that thing would have been the dopest thing in the world to play with.
Man, I was foaming at the mouth trying to get that thing out of that cabinet.
What about the Mario games? Like, the dopest one to me was Super Mario Brothers 2.
Super Mario Bros. 2 is dope.
When you could fly, going through the air with that princess, putting her hands back, pulling up those big ass onions and shit like that, man. With the snake thing and fucking that rat.
You could choose like 4 different characters.
Bruh, that was cold blooded. First one was dope. Yeah. The concept of even playing the guy that's on Donkey Kong.
Right.
Because that's where it started from.
Right.
It was Mario Brothers, if you don't remember about it, but it was like on a little handheld games from like Tiger.
Donkey Kong.
No, it was Mario Brothers.
Oh.
It was just regular Mario Brothers. Where it was you and Luigi going back and forth trying to do something, trying to beat each other. Yeah, trying to beat each other.
So then you get Donkey Kong, and I'm like, hey, Mario's on there. So then Mario,
and he's the bad guy.
Yep.
No, wait, no.
No, Donkey Kong's the bad guy with the barrels. Yeah. So then you got Mario Brothers turns into Donkey Kong, turns back into Super Mario Brothers when they add you and Luigi. Then they get the fire things on there, Koopa, they incorporate the princess, all of that.
My favorite was Mario 3.
What?
On the Nintendo.
With the squirrel.
Yeah, with the raccoon tail, you could fly and shit.
That was just different shit right there, man. Yeah.
The graphics fucked me up on that one. That's when I was like, this is the future. Right. You know what I mean?
Me too. But I felt like it was a cheat.
What do you mean?
Because you could fly through every board. It was a cheat. You didn't have to go through the experience of getting fucked up by them shells and shit.
2 was definitely harder than 3, but I like 3. I think 3 was funner.
What about the first one with the code to find 100 men? When you hit that damn
shell,
you gotta take it to like one of the spots on the damn thing. You gotta jump over the flag
on the step. You have to catch him on the second to the last step.
My cousin Eva, Eva Harris, man, we used to have Mario, when she'd come over, because she had the Atari first, then I got the Nintendo, and then we used to just go back and forth, man. That was still to this day, my best friend when it come down to it, with, just being as adventurous as I was, man. But we just played them damn video games all day and all night, man. And she's the one that put me on that you can get 100 extra men with that. What about Contra?
Contra was the shit. When you get that code.
What's that code, y'all?
Up, down, left, right.
BA.
Select start.
There you go. And you got them 30, so that's another Easter egg, if you will. If you got an old Nintendo. I don't know if it works on the gameless console that the games are built in, but
I think it does. I think I heard it does.
Right.
Without that shit, it was impossible.
Right.
You had 5 men to get through all of that.
Is it 5 or 3?
It was something. It was either or. Like, shit was damn near impossible without 30.
Bruh, and then you gotta fight that damn thing at the, with all them arms and shit and those eyes, and you gotta that game was before its time, man. That shit was crazy, man. That ColecoVision with Qbert.
Yeah.
Atari, I had the 7800 and the Nintendo. Those was my 2 claim to fames. Was that 7800 Atari and the Nintendo?
I didn't have that shit.
Bruh.
My cousins had ColecoVision with the little...
Boo had that. And he had the expansion piece that that little front slot.
Right.
There was a slot at the bottom of the damn thing. You lift it up and you can click this expansion piece in and it plays Atari games.
I've never seen that.
Oh, it was cold-blooded, man.
Yo, I had computer games. You know what I mean? Before I had
a computer?
I had an Atari, and then I got a little computer game. I forget what it was called, and then a Nintendo.
Oh, rich ass motherfucker, man! I have a damn computer.
I ain't have none of that shit. All I had was the Nintendo 3 or 4 years after it came out.
Man, that's crazy, man. The Nintendo was a hit when it came out, man.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of which, Christmas movies. What was your go-to? What would you say your favorite go-to was?
Probably, I got a couple. I like A Christmas Story with Ralphie and then Home Alone.
Okay. What about you, Wes?
I was gonna say probably A Christmas Story and then National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a hard one.
That's a good one.
Mine would probably be A Christmas Story, and then this movie called The Family Man with Nicolas Cage in it.
I like that too. I do like that. Just, with Don Cheadle and shit. Yeah.
When he gives him a glimpse of what life could be like as a,
That's a sleeper. Like, people don't even know about that movie, but that's a good ass fucking movie.
Right. Look it up if you get a chance to. It's called The Family Man. It has Nicolas Cage, Tay Leones, and Don Cheadle, and it's a good watch, especially a holiday movie.
Right.
That you definitely get into.
With the redhead, with them hammers on.
Gazoogas.
Is this supposed to be like what's that old school movie? A Miracle,
A Wonderful Life,
or something.
Kinda in a certain way, but it's like he's like a rich businessman, and then he meets Don Cheadle at a
convenience store. He stops a robbery.
Right, and then Don Cheadle was like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you a gift." And he wakes up and he's like in this other house with his old ex-girlfriend, and
they have kids.
And then he just has to live his life, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And then when he finally accepts the fact that and likes the fact that he got kids and he got a wife, that's when he wakes up and he's a fucking lonely rich man again. And then he has to go back and try to make it work with her or whatever.
Did you give all of that away, or did you just give a slice of that away for those that didn't see it at home?
I mean, if you ain't see it by now, it is what it is.
But I was gonna say, what's the Eddie Murphy movie where Trading Places? Yeah. That's another one.
That's a Christmas classic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's another one.
Coming to America.
Right, that was a Christmas time.
Mortimer.
Yeah.
With Randolph, leave me alone, Mortimer. I'm still managed. The way they incorporated that years later, genius.
Die Hard.
I was gonna say that. Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Scooter. And it's not a Christmas movie. It was just on Christmas.
It was set.
It came out on Christmas,
right? So and it was set at Christmas time, so it is kind of a Christmas movie, just not the traditional.
No, it's not your ho ho ho.
Right.
It's more like yippee-ki-yay, mother fricker.
Y'all remember Scrooge with Bill Murray?
Yeah,
that was a crazy one.
Yeah. What's your favorite movies at home that you like to watch on Christmas? Do me a favor, put that down there in the comments below. Let us know. And after you're done putting that in there, subscribe, hit like, and if you're as kind as you can be in the Christmas year of giving, give us the greatest gift of ever by sharing this.
Right.
We appreciate it. But, fellas, that shit right there, Christmas, the whole season of giving, what about the Christmas music? Two of my favorite albums, Boyz II Men Christmas, the first one, and Kenny G, bangers.
Right.
Play that damn through the whole Christmas from January or December 17th till about December 12th till about the 2nd of January.
Right.
Just had that shit just jamming.
Right. For me, it's it ain't Christmas until I hear Temptation Silent Night and Donny Hathaway This Christmas. My two favorite Christmas songs of all time. Like, it ain't Christmas until I hear those songs.
Right. What about you, Wes?
That's it. That Donny Hathaway.
That's Christmas Day, but the night before Christmas. It was the night before Christmas. Eat that shit, man. But nah, man, that
in my mind.
In my mind. That nigga felt like he was looking for something like, well, where's the keys at? In my pocket.
He snaps. But yeah, that shit is my shit. That Run DMC. You know what I mean? Christmas in Hollis.
It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queen.
Mama cooking chicken and collard greens.
Bruh. That boom boom boom, or shit, Beat Street for that matter, man. When they had that Christmas party and shit, and Dougie Fresh stuck his fucking head out the joint. Like he was kicking that shit.
There's another couple joints. Anything with any Christmas song with Stevie Wonder is my shit too, because Stevie Wonder's just my one of my favorite artists.
Can he make any bad music when it comes to celebration?
Not
Happy
really.
birthday,
right? That little Christmas tree that is he kills everything.
Hey Wax, what about that Spanish favorite, Feliz Navidad?
Yeah.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. No ain't
I don't want to disrespect nobody out there and say the wrong shit if we get Latino listeners out there.
Like, he said I wasn't shit in Christmas.
in Christmas
Our
verbiage.
Christmas wasn't shit.
Yeah, I'll fuck that all up, so I'm not even gonna go there. And I'm pretty sure that the DWI listeners have their own little piece that they put in that part.
Right.
They only know Feliz Navidad. The second Feliz Navidad.
Right.
And then when that part comes on, where you gotta that's what I put in there. So what do you guys put in there at home? Because I know we all put a little something different in that motherfucking spot.
Yeah, because I don't know the real words.
But it's a fucking it's a staple in, you know, what I remember as a Christmas tradition.
Right.
Christmas Story, Ralphie, oh fudge.
Right.
Fa ra 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 ra. Like, that movie was such a racist movie, but it was adored by millions. No way Asians sing fa la 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 like that.
Right.
Now, could have been a part, you know, could have been a part in time where they did sing like that, but whew, you know, it was
do that
just,
shit now. They'll be boycotting that shit.
a couple lawsuits going on. Just different things that we grew up watching and appreciating. Family Matters had a bunch of good Christmas episodes.
Right.
You know, I can't really remember none of the 70s or 80s like Webster or like the Jeffersons or Different Strokes having fantastic Christmas episodes. But as we got older, Alf, you know, just different things, you know, as far as the culture changed.
Right.
To where everybody was appreciating Christmas. Mr. Belvedere, all of that shit, man. I can just remember the snow even back then.
Didn't George get stabbed?
Not on the Christmas episode.
It had to have been, right? Because it was like snow outside and shit.
It could have been.
It was Christmas time.
And that's when Mungo was like, sorry you got stabbed, George, eating that fucking cheese sandwich. That motherfucker apologized to George after he was supposed to be his muscle. But nah, man, that's what I mean. Like, even back in the 80s, like big ass Christmas bulbs that we used to hang out front, like, you know, as far as the ornaments.
Right.
Everything was different. It had a different feel to it.
Because we didn't have no cares in the world. Like,
Right,
it's just like, you know, once you get older and you got to start buying stuff for everybody else, the Christmas spirit kind of leaves. But when you're 10, 11, 12, and you don't even know nothing about bills. You ain't thinking about shit else but what's going to be under that tree when you wake up. You ain't sleeping that night.
Hell no.
Ain't no sleep happening. You're going to be just up with your eyes wide open until about 4 in the morning.
Did I ever tell y'all about that one year where, like, I got up at 6 in the morning and shit and Santa Claus didn't come yet? And then, like, here's my mom and shit, like, God bless her, man, because she's so, you know, she's just a good person. But she's like, yeah, Santa Claus ain't come yet, and if you don't go back to bed, he ain't coming. My God, I went back up them steps. I could have took like eight fucking pieces of melatonin chocolate, and I'd have still been up.
Some Ambien.
Hell yeah! I would have been wide awake on Ambien that night. It was 6 in the morning, and I go downstairs and shit like, whew. All right, I slept. I went to bed at 3. So I'm like, man, it felt like I was asleep forever. I get up at 6:05. I look down there, not a drop of presents in there. Cookies untouched. I'm like, what the fuck? That's when the radar, like the antennas start going up. I'm like, this Santa Claus is a son of a bitch. This nigga's late. He's never late.
Like Santa's black.
And then I start getting half the wrap gifts and shit, like the big things my mom didn't bother wrapping and shit. We went downstairs in the damn garage. I got my stereo. That was the first year I got a big stereo with the speakers and whatnot.
Right.
And then I got a LL Cool J's I'm Bad and Mary J. Blige, What's the 411? Bruh, it's an awesome ass fucking year, man. Pounding that music and shit playing.
Mary J. Blige's shit was out and you were still believing in Santa Claus still.
All right, listen.
And that Mary J. Blige.
If you don't believe, you don't. I was my mom's baby. I played the role. And inside of my mind and heart, I still wanted to believe. Shit, my dick was getting hard and I was still believing in Santa Claus and shit. Little boy, why's your dick hard? I'd be like, I can't help it, Santa Claus. Straight up. Listen.
Santa sees me.
You know, speaking of which, you want to know what some of the spookiest fucking lyrics are to a song that freaked me the fuck out? He knows when you are sleeping. He knows when you're awake.
Right.
My nigga.
Santa was a pervert.
That shit right there, to know when I'm sleeping, this shit made me uncomfortable as a motherfucker.
Right.
I'm like, what do you mean he knows when I'm sleeping? Like, yeah.
Right.
And then my sisters and brothers, they're all way older than me, so they didn't make it any better.
Right.
I come up to my older sister, I be like, what does the song mean when it says he knows when you're sleeping? That's their chance to lay it on me. Well, what it is he's at the North Pole and he has a globe, and it turns into one of those crystal balls, and he looks and he watches you sleep.
Listen, Santa be having a Walkman on, like, every move you make, listening to Sting and shit.
Hell
while
yeah.
just watching you and shit, like, go ahead, little nigga.
Bruh, that was up there. That was up there with that song. I always feel like somebody's watching you.
Right.
That shit there, that was a panic. That had me like, what the fuck do you mean somebody's watching me?
Right.
Then when they pulled the shit back and seen the damn mannequin in there, that was some shit. But nah, Santa Claus knowing when I was asleep and knowing when I was awake was a real problem for me. I didn't want that nigga to know shit. I'm like, half the time my mom don't even know I'm down here. How the fuck you know when I'm sleeping and or awake? And, you know, unbeknownst to me that those was all lyrics, but you let an older sibling tell you, they gonna draw that shit the fuck out.
Hey, Wax, my bad, I ain't mean to cut you. I'm about to ask Wax, how long did you believe in Santa? Did you ever believe in?
Oh, for sure.
Did you?
For sure. Until about, like, probably 5th grade.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's
5th
about
grade.
where I was at with
like,
Mary J. Blige and
yeah, I was like, why is Santa's handwriting like my mom's?
Oh
and
my
shit?
God.
You know what I mean? So it was probably like going like 5th grade Christmas. I was like,
I'm different. I wasn't allowed to believe in Santa. My mom didn't play that shit, so there was no Santa. There was no Santa Claus at my crib.
Well, here's the thing. I got doubts at an early age.
Right.
From you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We was in
I was
kindergarten.
preaching the gospel.
You was. The people that didn't want to hear it. We wasn't buying in.
I was on my soapbox like, how dare you believe in this fake white man?
This pagan god of illustrious. Like, you made it sound real terrible. I'm like, is there such thing as Santa Claus? I mean, shame. You don't know how many finger points and these and shame on yous you got out of my household.
Listen, I got in trouble at school because I was telling everybody.
I was happy that day. I wished you got a beating. I was praying that, like, please let it get whooped.
I got a pat on the back, like, good. Tell these bitch ass niggas the truth.
Pat on the back came for your mentor, Dr. Omar. Or as you say, Dr. Umar. But nah, man, that shit was just, it was one of those things that if you don't believe, you don't receive type of deals. So, like, everybody grew up different. How'd y'all grow up at home? Leave it down there in the comment area. Tell us how you felt about it. Definitely get your Christmas list together. Write down what you want. Tell Santa Claus about it, and hopefully you get what you want. But moving forward, it's still football season, but it's at the beginning of the NBA. I got a question to ask you both. Do you guys feel like LeBron James could play professional football right now at 38? Because I do.
No.
I feel like LeBron James could get out there and be one of the best receivers for one game. So I'm going to set a scenario. Right after, let's just say if this is his last year, he retires. The day that he's done playing basketball, I feel like he can get out there on the NFL football field and catch about 8 passes out there. Whether they be streaks, slants, post routes, whatever you want to throw at him, because he's that athletic of a specimen.
Right.
I feel like LeBron James could play NFL football right now, today at 38.
I don't.
And be unfazed.
I don't think he can do it. Like I think, like I said, we was talking about it before. Like I think, like if LeBron chose football over basketball, he probably would have been the shit. You know what I'm saying? But as of right now, it's 38. Like, nah, I don't see him.
I don't see nobody stopping him.
I can't see it. What you think, Wayne?
I don't think he could go out there and produce right now. I think they were trying to break him up, man. They were fucking LeBron up out there trying to catch a pass coming across the middle. He's too big. Like,
I'm just saying, you know, I did say slant routes, but I mean, like, just being able to physically be out there. He's 260 pounds. Probably still runs a 4.6.
Maybe blocking. Like, I would give him.
I couldn't even say that. Like, because he hasn't been in a physical league. Like, the NBA is not physical anyway. So, he had, and compared to the NFL, like, That nigga would be crying to the refs and shit. Not like LeBron, but he be over there whining to the refs like he usually does.
Looking for a flag.
Looking for a, you know what I'm saying? Like, woo.
He be out there flopping.
Right. Like old boy did when he got that pass interference.
Yeah.
On Joey Porter Jr., that boy flopped.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I think that dude is just big enough and he's physical enough to be able to go out there and play one game and not sustain injury.
I don't know.
And he would have a fucking stellar game. He'd be like 6 for fucking 280 and 3 touchdowns.
Well, I don't know. Like I said before, like if he decided to really focus on football early in his life and not choose basketball, I think he'd have been something to deal with. He could have been like 6'9". He'd have been either a tight end or you could probably put him at wideout because he's that athletically gifted that he could probably do what he wanted.
That's what I mean, dude. So you put that boy on the street.
Right now at 39, no. I don't. Hell no.
I just think he's that dope, man.
You trying to get LeBron killed out here.
Nah, just the way he dunks, man. He still got a lot of power in his dunks, man.
I get it, but that ain't.
So that shows me he's explosive. What do y'all think at home? Do you think LeBron James could make it, or you think he'd get his head ripped off? Leave us a comment down there and tell us what you think. That's just a random thought off the cusp.
I got you.
But moving forward, fellas, the music industry, it's created a lot of presence. I think they just had a Grammy. Was the Grammys the other day? What was it, the 50th?
Yeah, 50th hip-hop anniversary.
Okay, now, was there pretty much all the heavy hitters in attendance, you think?
I don't know. I really didn't watch it because I never really watched the Grammys, so I can care less about the Grammys per se. But I know they had Boozy out there. I remember seeing a clip with Boozy was out there performing "Wipe Me Down," and probably the typical usual suspects that would be at the Grammys.
Right.
But like I think a few of the older rappers were either mad because they didn't get invited. And then the ones that did get invited, I think KRS, he pretty much was like, "Fuck y'all ain't liked us for 49 years. Now all of a sudden you want to get on our shit and act like you like us." So he said he wasn't doing it. So I respect that. You know what I mean? Like it's true. Like they barely rocked with us until now.
I mean, it's been $1 billion industry since pretty much the inception of hip hop.
Right.
If it wasn't $1 billion industry, it was on pace to being one, as you see it is now, today.
Right. And it took them a while to get there. It took them a while to accept that.
Right.
They didn't want to accept it. But then the wild part is once they figured out a way to take it, that's when they accepted it. When it was ours, when it was hip hop belonged to itself pretty much, they didn't want nothing to do with it. But once they figured out how to get in there and influence and take all and get all the proceeds, that's when they started to like it
as a whole.
When they figured out how to exploit it,
right
for their personal gains,
right.
And we sold it. We sold it
for 30 beads of topaz.
No, it was those Jack and the Beanstalk, man.
Right.
For pennies on the dollar.
Pretty much.
They took the game from us, and now we have to rap what they want us to rap.
Pretty much.
And that's sad, but I mean, without that though, I don't think you would have billionaires in rap though.
No, but that's pretty much when you come up with the bullshit raps.
Right.
Bingo.
So with that little intro.
That bullshit rhymes.
Yeah, them bullshit rhymes. So hopefully they get the little Easter egg that was put inside of that. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
It don't cost much to create a bullshit rhyme, but you think about the revenue that you can generate from it, who knows? But yeah, man, I mean, they control the majority of it. I mean, there's a lot of analytics involved.
Right. There is. But that and with R&B, you know what I mean?
Right. It's controlled. Speaking of R&B, I got a little sleeper for y'all. I've been thinking about this for a couple of days.
All right.
Both great entertainers, and I feel like they pattern themselves after the greatest of entertainers, James Brown, who damn near cultivated Michael Jackson, who damn near cultivated these two brothers I'm gonna bring up. How do you feel about Chris Brown, versus Usher? They call him USHER.
Right.
On what they did for the culture, as far as catalog, dancing, just all out performance.
Right.
Dude, I'm gonna start with you first. See your
That's
take
a
on
hard
it.
shit. That's a hard one, man. Cause I like, Usher's just that guy still.
Right.
But I like Breezy. Breezy, like, especially nowadays. Like, I like Usher's older stuff, but Chris Brown shit is still dope. Like, so I'm probably rocking with Chris Brown, even though all of his outside antics aside, we ain't talking about all of that. We're talking about just the music. I rock with Chris Brown shit a little bit more.
Okay. How about you, Wax?
I'm gonna go with Usher.
Okay.
And the only reason I'm going with Usher is because of Chris Breezy's outside crap.
Antics.
You know what I mean? When you compare him with that aspect, you never seen Usher get in trouble, or you know what I mean?
Other than that little allegation.
I mean, which is only an allegation.
Right.
You know what I mean? With Chris Brown, there was physical proof that they were fighting.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, also recently, didn't Chris Brown punch Usher at his party?
I don't know.
That's what
Could have been alleged info.
Yeah,
that was the news.
That.
But I'm going with Usher. I'm just a bigger fan of Usher.
Right.
Wax, I would have to agree with you, but not for those reasons. Not saying that I agree with Chris Brown and his tactics on how he dealt with his relationships, but I always try to separate the person from the business.
Right.
And with that being said, I'm going to go because he had, to me, more critically acclaimed moments in the soundtrack of my life.
Okay.
You Make Me Want to Leave the One I'm With. I was going to college when that song came out. Correct. I'm going to go with Usher. And it's no disrespect to see Breezy, you know what I mean? And I hate to pit them against each other because, hip-hop, R&B, they're meant to be treasured. You know, you never hear anybody comparing Aerosmith to Guns N' Roses. But there is a thing called competition out there, dude.
Right.
And we're not saying who's better because we're giving them both their flowers. But who holds the dominance and the significance on what we're talking about here?
Right.
So for me, I'm gonna go with Usher. That USHERRA. Why, man? I put my own initials in there, man. My own initials fit in that spot. You know what I mean? So like, when I was able to go ahead and spit that back when they was playing that you know what I mean, that little guitar riff joint. What was that song?
You Make Me Wanna.
No, not that.
Oh.
That Nice and Slow or something like that.
That one.
Oh
Yeah.
It's 7 o'clock
On the
dot.
and got
my
the
drop top.
cruising
Cruising the streets.
Bang, 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 bang.
I got a real pretty little thing that's waiting for me.
That's it.
Yeah, that was the shit.
So that's why I got to go off of that. Not to mention Caught Up.
Yeah.
Caught up, got you feeling me, caught up.
Oh yeah, Chris Breezy's the shit. Yeah, I fuck with him, man. Cause it's nothing against Usher, cause Usher was just that. Like I said, he's that dude. Like his older catalog is just the shit.
Right.
His first couple albums, man, was he was killing the game with fucking ATL. What's that one? They had the shit with Beyonce in it and shit. Like I think it's just the shit. But Chris Brown, as far as now in the last 10, 15 years, you know what I mean, his shit is more relevant to me right now.
I mean, he's come up with a lot of good shit. My bad, Wax.
No, I was just agreeing.
That Look at Me Now.
Right.
That No Guidance. That fucking Robitussin.
Yeah.
Shit, Fine China. There was so many jams C Breezy came out with.
He did.
That Fine China was one of my favorite songs,
That's
man.
the shit. That whole album was dope. And then the one where he's talking about called Liquor.
His
a weird little intro.
His whole blood
Can't Trust Her or something.
Affiliation and all that shit. That kind of turns me off.
Yeah,
being a real big fan. Like, like, I don't know. He just does so much shit outside of music that kind of pisses me off. So that's the only reason I'm not fucking with him like that.
I mean, I'm not ever gonna put a person's personal life on what they do into the business aspect. What you guys are entitled to do so, but I'm just going off of jam for jam. And I mean, I know that Chris Brown has made some Look at Me Now with Busta Rhymes.
Right.
You know, there's so many different tracks. You know what I mean? Like,
there's something in this liquor.
Yeah. Yep. That's
that
it.
Shit. The air is getting thicker.
And don't forget, one of the hottest songs of fucking I want to say summer 15, Deuces.
Yeah.
Bling, 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 bling. Bling, bling, bling. Check. Man, that shit was hot. So Deuces, you know, you got a bunch of tracks that Chris Brown laid out. And, you know, in comparison, we want to give both of you brothers your proper respective flowers because you definitely lit it up for the generations that are here now and the ones that come after you guys. So with that being said, man, shout out to both Chris Brown and Usher for giving us great music. So listen, fellas, we came, we saw, we delivered. Now, we're going to take a little break for Christmas, but we're going to come straight back to you. Same time, same location, different material. Peace.
Peace. I know that I'm still the fucking man. Know that I really don't give a damn. If you think you're fucking with my crew, you better think again.
Yeah, that nigga took it all the way out. That nigga was like, he changed everything in that bitch. He said, if you think a bit more steady. That nigga turned